Hi, my name's Kevin from Heat Outdoors, and today we're going to talk about and show you how to erect a Goliath heater. This is what your Goliath will come in. This is the box. It weighs about 26 kilograms. So the first thing we're going to do is open it and see what we have inside. As you can see, polystyrene protection. Take out little bits of padding. Once you've done that, just take the heater out of the box. Really, all the tools you'll need is a knife, Phillips screwdriver, and a flathead. So let's get going. First thing we're going to do is put the wheels on, attach the nut, lock that on, screw that in nicely, and that one there. And there you go, and you can tighten that up with the spanner supplied. And there you have the first part. Unpackage the bubble wrap from the actual unit, and be careful here as it's tied all the way around, but as you can see there, this is kind of hanging. Just need to release that and put that down. Next step we're going to do is to put the base in. It is possible to do it on your own, but it's always much easier if you have someone to help you. So what we need to do here, as you can see down there, we're going to line these holes up to the base. Once we put the first screw in, then we just have to put the remainder in. So if you can line this up to the hole, that one's gone in. Don't do them up all the way, so it gives you a bit of movement in the whole part itself. So now we'll put final one in there. That's it. As you can see, I'm using an automatic screwdriver, which is much easier. But what I do like to do is to make sure that I go around with a hand tight one, just to check that they're all in, because you'll find that they will go in a bit more with a screwdriver. Okay, there you go. That's your base section there. Next is part of the actual cage, which we're just going to set aside for a minute, and we're going to lose all the bubble wrap here, get that away, and you can see we're left with this. This is the glass. We're going to take that out, and put that aside. Be careful, best to lay that down actually, as it is glass. Okay. As you can see, this is loose. This is loose for a reason, because we need to put the glass in there and we need movement for the actual glass to go into. The next step is to put this on top of this. So again, if you have help, it's going to be much easier for everybody. What we do is lay this on top here. This is the front of the unit. This is where the workings are. Little door there. Well, what we're going to do, and the only real way of doing this, is getting underneath and making sure that the holes from the top section line up with the base underneath. Okay, so what we're going to see is a series of holes in the bottom of the unit. These need to be lined up with the brackets on the base of the unit, like so. This one here is lined up, but it doesn't mean to say the rest are going to be lined up. So you have to, there's a little bit of push and pull involved. But if we get the first one in, like so, again, doesn't need to be done up tight. So what we need to do is come around the unit and look for a second one, and there we go, that one's in nicely. Again, not too tight. As we can see here, this bracket is not lined up perfectly with this hole here. So what I'm going to do is go around the outside and just unscrew this one here. That's it. And what that should do, as we can see, is loosen that up, and that makes it easier to find the hole for this one. And now we've done that, that's perfect. And then just go around each one. You can see it's pulling the base down. Again, let's make sure we're all done up with a normal Phillips, and I'm happy with that. Gives us a nice safe structure. Next we have the ropes. What we're going to do is we're going to place one here, like so. Just turn it around there. Push that down. So you've got the gaps here facing upwards. This is where the glass is going to sit. It's very important that when we do put the glass in, it sits in between these three little clasps. And we do the same here. It may not stay in just yet. Most of the time it does. Occasionally it falls out. Again, don't worry about that. That's that. Now what we're going to do is put the glass in. People have different ways of connecting the glass. It can either go from the top by taking this part off, this section off, and laying the section on top, and therefore laying it down onto the glass, or whilst it's loose, as you can see here, I'm placing the glass neatly in there, try to centralize it so we have a glass that's facing upwards. Okay, now what we're going to do is push gently down on the glass, and we're going to ease this under here, like so, so that we have, as I pointed out in the beginning, one, two, three. That's it. Connectors, you can see this one is outside the glass, and here and here. Okay, just to have a look here, as you can see that we've got the glass centralized and it's in the clasp. We've got a clasp outside and we've got one inside, and the same here and the same round the other side. And the same at the top. So that's now firmly inside. Now all we need to do is to just adjust the top. You just put a little bit of pressure down on the glass like so, and up here we can see the nuts that we're going to take up to the top section. And what that's going to do is leave the buffer, this is called the buffer, in place, hopefully nice and straight. And solid. Almost done now. One thing we must do to make sure that this is secure is go onto the top of the unit, and we can just do the nuts up and put the connector on top there. As you can see on top here, 3 nuts, tighten them up, finger tight, just give them a little lockdown because you're putting pressure on the grass there. So just a little half a twist, and that should be enough. Now what we're going to do is put this cap on. It's just to keep the water from centralising down to the grass and pushing the water away. Put the bolt in the top there, and what we need to do now is just tighten that bolt down. There, that's on there secure. What we're going to do now is just put the last framework in. You've got the 4 screws here. They go in there and there and there with the cage. That goes on there. Then what we need to do is to put the hose and regulator on, and then a battery, and then we're ready. So what we have now, we're going to fit the hose and the regulator with the U-clips, Jubilee clips. This regulator is a 27mm, so for colour gas you're going to have a 13 kilo, flow gas you're going to use an 11. You can use smaller, but you can't use larger than those 2 bottles because they're not going to go inside here. Okay, and then that will go on there nice and easy. Then what we're going to do is run our Jubilee clip all the way down to the end. Undo slightly so we can get that to go there. And if we can just tighten that up. That's on nice and tight. What we're going to do with this end, as you can see here, this is your gas feed from underneath. Again, first of all, put your Jubilee clip on. You may want to undo it first of all, because although it's gone over the pipe, it's got to go over there, so it's going to need a little bit more opening. That there. Push that up as far as you can go, and then we're going to do the Jubilee clip up. Nice and tight. We can close the door, put the little catch on. One final job is a battery. This little battery here is what gives us the spark on the ignition. So we need to turn this here anti-clockwise. In goes our battery. Negative first, positive on the outside. And then we just twist this back on. And if we listen, that's going to give us our electronic spark. Now all we need to do is get the gas, put it on and fire away. With this regulator being a 27mm regulator, you need to get your bottle that will fit. With this one, you have the little black probe here, and it has this which moves up and down. In this position, the gas is off. In that position, the gas is on. That will mean that your unit will be supplied with gas. So to connect the actual valve to the gas bottle, we need to grab it here and push down, and you'll hear a click. Once you hear that click, release the valve. That will then release the gas into the unit. To turn the heater off completely, the best thing is to starve it of gas. So what we will do is just turn this black piece down here back into the horizontal position. That means your unit is off and it's good for safety. To release the gas regulator from the bottle, what we do is make sure that this is in the horizontal position, and we need to just press that in there, and then that will come straight off the bottle. Okay, now we've got the gas in there, we're ready to go. What we need to do is push the black button in, turn it slightly to your left, and you can hear that clicking. And then what we're waiting for inside there is the pilot light. Just keep your hand in for 5 seconds, release, the pilot light is still lit, and then all we do, turn that on. We've got a beautiful flame there. And then we can shut the good door. And then we have the Goliath heater from Heat Outdoors.